This is the Nightly Fix, powered by Foolish Club Media. Please head to our YouTube channel, Foolish Club Media, and do what, Osita?
Or what? What's going to happen?
Like or subscribe.
Like and subscribe or something.
It was
something
easy
bad's
for
gonna,
you. It was easy for you. I had that set
I didn't know
up,
I was being quizzed. I didn't know I was being quizzed. I didn't know.
Being quizzed.
You were just doing your
thing.
thing.
Over there and like and subscribe, and then we gave you the mic, and you just started to.
But I have a part to play. Usually say like and subscribe, or something, or else, and I'll be like, or what? You know what I'm saying? That's my part. That's the part I do. You know what I mean? That's what I'm used to.
Like and subscribe, man. Or
you'll end up
nervous like Osita just did whenever someone passed him the ball. It's like passing you the ball, and you don't go and step into the jumper. You just sit there. You sit there, and then you turn it over. Just disappointing.
Look, man, I'm not gonna lie to you. I checked out for a second. I was waiting to hear certain words.
Yeah, I know.
I was gonna check back in.
Yeah, I know. But you got to be able to dodge and move and be ready.
Just wrap it up. All right. Subscribe to the YouTube channel.
You know what, Steve? I mean this. I really do. Fuck you. Really. I mean that. All right. You really brought it yesterday with the intro. You did. And obviously I wasn't in a good place because of the disrespect of these punk ass dudes who throwing these dildos, and I couldn't even muster
dildo
up.
Case.
I got serious for about 17 minutes. It's really driving me up a wall.
Oh yeah, you had another one yesterday?
But like literally right before the show started, they threw one and they hit her.
Oh, they hit
her
Sophie,
in the leg.
right?
Yeah, they hit Sophie in the leg. Caitlin should have ran out there and grabbed the mic. They'd have listened to her.
They listen to Caitlin. You know what I'm saying? When Big Talk talks, people listen.
Like if Caitlin wouldn't grab the mic, they'd have listened to her. But I'm in a better place. I thought we had some. I thought you could take anything I throw at you, but that's on me. A better leader would understand what his guys can do. You're like the.
I don't like any of that sentence. Like I don't like anything about it. Was this awkward shade. You're like, oh
no, it's not. It's
no, you could handle it. Blah 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 blah. Look,
I'm saying
do your thing for the intro. You always do the same thing for the intro. I expected the same thing for the intro.
Again, it's
you know
not
what I mean. And then you just randomly shot that shit out there, dude.
It's
shot that out there.
It's not your fault. And I don't even.
I was still dancing. I was still doing my thing dancing. I was doing the fucking crazy fingers. I was doing crazy fingers.
I thought that you were at a place March 16th when we started this. I thought you were the place where I could throw something.
See, now you're questioning my growth as podcaster and journalist.
You have great growth,
and that is making me angry. Okay, all right. It's Steve, not necessary.
Fake popping your neck. I'm not. Listen, I'm not questioning it. It's just like, to me, it's like a center or a big man that's running on the break, and I threw you a bounce pass. And I thought maybe you could handle it, but a lot of big guys can't handle passes like that. And you drew a charge. That's not the big's fault. That's the guard passing it. And that's on me. You weren't you just couldn't handle that type of pass. Anthony Davis would. He's an athletic big. He'd handle that pass. You just didn't have that. That's not on you. That's on me. That's on me. Not your fault.
All right. I'm tired of how long you've been harping on this. Let's go to the next thing. Let's just go. Let's go.
Just maybe in the future. Maybe in the future. Maybe in the future you'll have it. By the way, I had a real weird moment. Ran into hip hop royalty tonight. Not loyalty.
Loyalty. Hip hop loyalty.
Yeah,
he's loyal to the hip hop game.
He is loyal, and he is royalty. And you just had. I had a really. It's one of those I'd like to take back. My first impression. Well, it was one of those I did not realize until after the entire interaction ended, and I said, "Hold on." And then I saw somebody else walking past him and looking at and triple looking at him, and he thought the same thing. And I said, "Yeah, that was him. I know Scarface when I see him." I know Ghetto Boy Scarface when I see him. And the thing is, I just didn't think I would be catching one of hip hop's greatest while I was standing up, putting my son's mouthpiece back into his mouthpiece container, and then putting my chair back into its bag to string up, and then to look up and there's Scarface right there, and he said, "Hey man, good practice tonight." I said, "Yeah man, just fighting those bugs." And then I realized, oh my God, that's
just fighting
Scarface.
those bugs.
That's what I said to him. Yeah,
you know
man,
what? You know what?
Fighting them bugs.
This makes complete and total sense. You were angry at me for the intro interaction because your interaction with Scarface was subpar, just like your interaction with those ladies at the Astros game.
Yeah, it was.
You're
fault.
choking.
Allergic.
Therefore, you're projecting your choking onto me, sir.
I choked in the ladies' moments. That one I just didn't realize who it was until it happened. Until I stopped talking. I thought I was just talking to a regular parent. No, that was Scarface out there. But no, it was. I just said, damn, that's what I got. The bugs. That's all right. I'll see him again. He'll be there. He'll be there tomorrow. I'll see him again.
I went to high school with his son.
Did you?
Yeah, Marcus Scobie, one of his sons. I get maybe one of his first one. I don't know. It was just one of his sons. A few of them. But
he's certainly out there. And I don't know whose behalf he's out there on, but it was good to see him. I felt like my mom was playing tricks on me, to be honest with you, when I saw him. Steve, do you have Scarface?
I don't know.
No, you don't. I saw it.
You have Ghetto Boys?
No, he don't.
Yes.
It feels good to be a gangster.
Yeah, I have that. I don't think I can name another song. So.
I met Bushwick Bill at South by Southwest a few times, actually. Nice guy.
He seemed like he would be.
Yeah. He just kept saying the entire time. Like, the first day he came by, he kept going to this place called Hotel Vegas that I go to a lot when we were playing shows and shit. And at first I saw him, like, while I was playing, I was like, holy shit, that's Bushwick Bill. Like, he walked right across the stage, and I said that into the mic, like, accidentally while I was, like, sound checking. And then I met him that day, and he was like, man, I'm finna go to Hawaii tomorrow and go record. I was like, hell yeah, Bushwick, you still recording? That's what's up, bro. And then the next day, we saw him again. He was like, yeah, I'm finna go to Hawaii tomorrow and go record. We are just like, yeah.
I thought that was today.
I thought that was, maybe today is tomorrow. Tomorrow's today. I don't know, man. You know,
days running through each other. And the worst part about it is earlier at the fields, you know, I was recognized, and a gentleman walked right up to me. And hey, are you Ron? Are you Ron from the radio? I said, my line I love to use whenever that is said to me, guilty as charged. That's guilty as charged. And that fella had a better act meeting me, a D-list celebrity, and I had
little lower, bud.
I'm
little lower, bud.
I'm D minus list. I'm not an F. I had you're an F list celebrity, and
you're like an E. You're an E.
And I had Scarface right.
People recognize you every once in a while. You know what I mean?
I felt damn. At least I spoke to him. That other dude just looked at him 3 different times.
Yeah, I saw Ime Udoka leaving a Texans game, the Texans Christmas game, or when he was going to the game, and I was actually leaving because I was
just
working.
Shook your head. What the hell's wrong with you, Steve?
I just accidentally scratched a scab on my leg.
That's fucking gross, man. What is wrong with you?
Why are you picking? Why are you picking at it?
Yeah, you're still a little kid. You're picking.
I didn't.
You don't bite your nails, but you pick at scabs.
I didn't mean to. I just scratched my leg, and my nail scraped across the scab that I didn't realize was there.
Oh bullshit, Steve! You pick scabs. Don't sit there and tell me you don't pick
scab picking Steve over here. Scab picking Steve.
I'm pretty sure it was from a twig hitting my leg while I was mowing. You know,
Steve, you look like the type of dude that put a lot of Elmer's glue on your finger to let it
You can peel it off.
Yep.
Let it sit there for a little bit so you can peel it off. That
Second
you look
skin?
like you, Steve.
Second
You look
skin?
like you did that shit.
You
look like
I saw this podcast the other day where they did it to somebody's entire body and they let everyone else rip it off of them, and it looked so satisfying. Let me tell you, it looks so satisfying. I wish as humans we could shed our skin. It would be nice.
I feel like Steve had a full thing, a full palm, and he was embarrassed, but he just held it under his desk until that thing went ahead and got it, and then you peeled that sucker off. Yeah, you did, Steve. You lying bastard.
Steven's over here like Goldfinger right now. He's like Goldfinger from Austin Powers, just picking scabs like, oh, gold. Yes, ooh, tasty.
Sometimes you just accidentally pick a scab off.
Yeah, sometimes you do. That face you made was just really
it hurt. I was like, ow.
Hey, let me ask you to this. It's not sexual, I promise. What in the hell? Do you think ESPN made a mistake? They've had a really big day, to be honest with you. Today, it was announced early that they have a $325 million deal with WWE to have all of their premium events, WrestleMania, SummerSlam, Royal Rumble, all of those events. They are now starting in 2026. They are now going to be on ESPN platforms. And that's a $325 million deal they're paying ESPN a year. But yesterday was the other deal. That deal was ESPN and the National Football League announced a non-binding agreement under which ESPN will acquire NFL Network and certain other media assets owned and controlled by the NFL, including its very popular Red Zone, the Red Zone channel, which is fantastic. I mean, that invention is one of the greatest things in sports in the last 10 years, 20 years. But Red Zone, NFL fantasy, in exchange, and this is the part that a lot of people are having some wonders about, in exchange for 10% of equity stake in ESPN. So the NFL now has 10% of ownership of ESPN, but ESPN has, those properties. Do you think for ESPN, the worldwide leader, do you think it's a mistake for them to give and make it publicly known, but them to give the NFL 10% ownership stake in their company? Do you think it's a mistake because now people are going to be potentially thinking that anything that I hear from ESPN will have a spin of the NFL, that they're in business? Like, this is more than in business with the NFL, but the NFL, it has ownership and maybe potential control of what it is they do. You think perception-wise, ESPN made a mistake with this?
I mean, I don't necessarily think it's a mistake. I think it's a larger conversation about like what corporations are doing in this country under the current administration and like why this type of stuff shouldn't be allowed. But it's a consolidation of resources, and it's the NFL getting paid a lot of money and bringing it and basically getting a stake in ESPN to continue to generate more and more revenue while they continue to, like it was just a couple of weeks ago, there was literally a documented report of the NFL and the NFL Players Association, the union, like literally colluding to take money away from players. Like that was happening. And then this comes out and it's just another thing where the NFL, the most powerful sports organization in the country, and because it is the number one property in all of television, there's nothing that is watched more on live television in the entire country than football games. And it's just them doing that. I think the NFL has already flexed control over ESPN and their coverage and what people do and say at times. Like, I think that already existed. Maybe it will be worse now.
You think it'll be worse?
I mean, maybe so, but I think the real problem is that it's this consolidation of like billionaire corporations and stuff like that just generally isn't good for things. And it's another step in ESPN just moving away from any type of like journalistic credibility and just being full blown like sports entertainment. They announced a deal to show like WWE stuff too. And then this is on top of their UFC stuff. This is on top of the fact that they're dumping money and cutting a bunch of personalities and like respected like media people for more people like Pat McAfee and former Barstool employees and shit like that. Like, I just don't think the overall state of ESPN is good for anybody that has like integrity in the things that they want to consume and how they want to watch and consume their sports coverage.
Question.
Oh, I don't know about that. Was a lot there, Steve.
Question. Okay, I feel like ESPN has always been the place to just watch games. Is it? I mean, like, y'all would know way more than me. Is there like any sort of like real sports journalism going on there? Like, has there been?
There used to be, not really anymore.
Well, depending on what you call it, like, you know, obviously, like they have their daily shows that are monsters, right? PTI is a monster. I still think people believe Michael Wilbon and Tony Kornheiser are journalists. And not only that, the people that are on that show, they did get rid of Around the Horn, which was basically a show built around journalists. But then it also became more than just journalists, but also commentators or whatever. But, you know, they have the games.
Well, that's more or less what I thought, you know, ESPN was. It's like sports shows and then just like people commenting on the games themselves. That's
but it's not.
Like, I didn't think that anybody had like any sort of like personal take or like any sort of like the thing that Steven was talking about earlier about them not wanting to pay players and then NFL Association, you know, them colluding to not pay players. Is that something that would have been on ESPN like as like a breaking story? Or
is absolutely.
Is there like a journalistic
yes.
integrity that can really be stepped on by this?
Like they have their shows. Like they have Get Up. They have First Take. They got McAfee. They have PTI. They have their shows that come on. They have Sports Center. They have NFL Live, NBA. They have their shows that come on, and they have people who pundits, I would say more of, and then they have also journalists like, you know, reporters, right? They used to. Do they still, Serda? Do they still have? Like, what was the show that Bob Lee hosted? Damn it, not E60.
Outside the lines.
Yeah, Outside the Lines. They used to Outside the Lines.
No, I don't think that exists. I don't think Bob Lee's been there for a while now.
Well, I know Bob's not there, but did anybody else take over that?
I think that went away. I think that went away.
Did that go away? No, but but still, they have Osita 6 shows that come on every day that talk about the stories of the day, especially to talk about the NFL stories of the day. So yeah, I think they have a lot of people where now people believe, oh, well, the NFL has ownership in this. They're going to control the narrative. And I don't know. I'm not worried about that. I don't know, Steve. Whenever you have watched NFL Network, did you feel like when you were watching it that they were being controlled? I just not. Maybe some people did.
But NFL Network's not like NFL Network wasn't real journalism. It was just reporting straight football news. It wasn't. They didn't go in depth into stuff. Like Ian Rappaport doesn't talk about anything other than trying to like get inside scoops into locker rooms and stuff like that. They don't talk about real life stuff. Like they don't discuss when like NFL Network wasn't breaking down the Deshaun Watson case. Like they don't talk about those things.
Bullshit, like, they weren't. They talked about that on Good Morning Football. They've talked but they weren't about that.
But I'm talking about like the newsbreakers and like the evening shows and stuff like that. Like they talk about it, like they gloss over it. Like they're not breaking down and like going in depth and trying to do like journalism.
But again, Osita and Steve, I think we have to understand another thing, what you're talking about with ESPN, all that stuff. When I said that's a lot, what you said, like the journalism thing and how we cover sports is different now. All right. Like I think it's different. There are reporters and there are people out there looking to get the truth or at least to get the story or whatever story they want to get. And then there are people who, once those story comes out, that they respond and react to it, right? I just think, like, I got no problem how ESPN, when you say they're bringing in more people like Pat McAfee and as opposed to Bob Lee, well, that's because that's where the entertainment content and the world is going towards, right? Like it's going towards pundits and guys like that as.
I just don't like it.
What are you talking about? It's what you are. What are you talking about?
I get it.
It's exactly what you are.
Like, I get it, but I feel like the specific people that they are bringing in right now are catered to a very specific sports audience. There is not a lot of diversity in how they are approaching things these days compared to years past.
I guess Pat McAfee and First Take seem to be pretty far apart. Pat McAfee and PTI seem to be pretty far apart.
Well, PTI's just been there forever. They're going to retire eventually.
Sure, but they're not dead. They're still there, and they're still like
100 years old.
They're still, but they still bring it, and still the highest rated thing that they have, in terms of the shows. I don't know. For me, Steve, I've never watched the NFL Network and thought, Jesus, these guys are a flat, just shield for the NFL. Like I've never, I'm not going to fault anybody that does. I've just never watched it and thought, man, Rich Eisen, when he was on there going after all the other NFL teams for looking stupid for not drafting Shedeur Sanders, and saying something's going on here, something's up on NFL Network. I've never gotten the thought that NFL Network were their content or the things that people were saying, Michael Irvin on there, was being controlled. And if it didn't happen there where they owned all of it, I don't have any real concerns just because they own 10% of it, that they're going to change, how Pat McAfee goes about his business. They're going to change how Michael Wilbon goes about his business, or Tony Kornheiser, or, anybody else, Chris Canty, anybody else. I don't have any major concerns about that. Steve, Steve just went on there and talked about exactly what we do every day and said, damn it, I'm sick of this shit. It's what you've been doing for the last 12 years of your life. What are you talking about? You just described us.
I don't like the way that we're going. I just don't like, not us specifically.
So you don't think ESPN should hire people like us? Yeah.
I don't. Like moving off of Dan Le Batard and then dumping hundreds of millions of dollars into Pat McAfee, and moving on from people like Pablo Torre and Bomani Jones, like, isn't my brand of sports content. Like, I think
quick question
are some of the best in the world at what they do, and ESPN moved on from them in favor of, in my opinion, something is just dumber and doesn't push boundaries.
Listen, first off, Dan Le Batard, my guy, probably one of the most influential people that, for me personally, Steve, he was going on there and they didn't even let him go. They left. He was going on there shoving the button down their throat, Steve. You can't come up there and just start calling the president a racist. I'm not sure whether he is or not. I just think ESPN's probably going to look at that and have to at least reprimand him. Okay, whether that's your get down or not, like, it can't be a big surprise of why they moved off Jamel Hill. She called the president a white supremacist, right? There's whether that's your get down or not. I think you have an understanding why ESPN maybe cooled the waters a little bit with that.
Damn. She out here calling Joe Biden a white supremacist? That's crazy.
Yeah, okay, maybe you rack your brain for some of the other.
They're thrilled to have Aaron Rodgers on to talk conspiracy theories once a week during football season.
And then they took him off.
Question. Speaking of Dan Le Batard, okay, I was watching some shit earlier today. Is that dude's real name Amino Acid?
Oh my!
Like
Amin El Acid.
Oh, I thought it was amino acid. Oh, that makes so much more sense. That makes so much more sense.
Ethiopian,
bro. I thought it was amino acid. I was like, what the?
Or no, he's from the Sudan. I think. Sorry,
that is a crazy name. You're a peptide, a protein that gets created when you eat things and shit. That's wild to name yourself after that. That's so specific. Amino acid. Okay, that makes so much more sense.
The thing is, you're carrying on as if that is his name. The way you just went on, you continued. Like
I know. I'm saying because I thought it was amino acid, and I was like, damn, that's a crazy name for someone to name. Like, even if it's a nickname, that's a crazy name.
Wow.
Because that's a really specific bodily thing. You know what I mean? Like, you got to know some shit to like decide to name yourself that.
What did you think his name was again?
Amino acid, like amino acid.
I think that's an old clip from the show where a guest thought that's what he said, and he was like amino acid, and they play it because they think it's funny.
Oh, okay.
Oh my god, yeah, that's rich right there. That is. I mean,
hey, this is why I'm here. I ask questions and I get answers. You know what I mean?
I really like you. I feel like I was living real life Dumb and Dumber when he's trying to come up with the name on that briefcase. He said it's Swanson. Sandy reads the briefcase. What is it? Samsonite. Damn it. Samsonite. I was close. I was close. What's the amino acid? Damn it, man. That is that's rich. After that, man, we got to do a heat check. That's just.
Damn it! All right, let's go. All right, guys. Well, for tonight's heat check, I was surfing the internet today, just kind of minding my own business, when I stumbled across something that really just kind of hit me hard. Okay, let's talk about Bruce Willis. Okay.
Bruce Willis, man.
Action icon. What'd you say?
I said I love Bruce Willis.
He's got dementia. All right.
Okay. Hey, calm down. Calm down.
Bruce Willis.
Yeah. Be respectful. He has dementia. So Bruce Willis, the action icon, the man who gave us Die Hard, Pulp Fiction, The Fifth Element, and Armageddon, is now in the late stages of dementia. And it's gotten so bad that he's reportedly no longer remembers if he was ever a famous actor. And that, to me, is completely heartbreaking. As the grandson of a man who also battled dementia, I can tell you there's nothing more gut-wrenching than watching someone who once stood tall and proud become confused, fragile, and vulnerable. To see the light dim in someone who lit up every room, it really sticks with you. It humbles you, and it hurts. All right. But then, as I sat in sadness, an idea hit me. Not just an idea, a mission, a calling. What if we gave Bruce one last ride, a final chapter, a cinematic standoff? All right. So boom, here's my pitch. Die Hard 6, Die Hard, ? Subtitled, Old Habits Die Hard. All right. We open with an aging John McClane, now retired and quietly battling dementia. He's no longer the bulletproof wise ass of the 80s. He's just a guy trying to remember what aisle the eggs are in at every grocery store. Okay. But here's the twist. His muscle memory still kicks in and his instincts are still fire. And that's when the chaos begins. So he starts out by accusing random people at like McDonald's or wherever the hell he's at of being terrorists. He tells the cashier at Walgreens that he knows what they're up to. And naturally, people start to panic. So he apologized and he mutters something like, sorry, I'm getting too old for this shit. But then, right, here's the plot twist. He stumbles onto here's the plot twist.
Yeah, it's here's weapon.
Shut up. So, shut up. Okay, so plot twist. He stumbles on to like an actual real domestic terror plot, right? Something homegrown, something scary, something nobody else is paying attention to, but he sees it because he remembers what evil truly looks like. And in that moment, the fog clears and John McClane comes right back. Not because he can, but because he must. Okay? This time, he's not just saving hostages in a skyscraper or blowing up a plane on Christmas Eve. He's saving America from itself. And yeah, it might be campy, it might be messy, but it would be beautiful. Because what a better way to honor a man that spent his whole career pretending to save the world than by giving him one last chance to do it. So Hollywood, let's stop recycling superhero movies, origin stories, and just give us what we really want. Give us Bruce Willis, give us John McClane, give us Die Hard, because if old habits die hard, then let this one live forever. That's the heat. Consider yourself checked.
He got dementia. I don't think
he checked.
Really...
He checked. Hey, a powerful person.
Honestly, at the end, I love Bruce Willis. Also, Die Hard 3, Die Hard with a Vengeance, like amazing. Such an
exactly.
Exactly. Fifth Element, masterpiece.
Fifth Element. I don't think Fifth Element's aged that well. Honestly, I used to.
It's still good though. It's still fun.
I don't think it's aged.
It's still a fun watch.
Great. Obviously, Pulp Fiction and he's
Moonlighting, great.
Unbreakable, still solid.
All right, get to the point where you trash this man with dementia.
He's thinking about it too.
At the end of his career, when it was like exposed that he basically like had dementia, like Bruce Willis was just making straight to like VOD movies that were just garbage, like absolute unbridled garbage.
Wasn't that M. Night Shyamalan?
Why does it have to be?
He was in Unbreakable, like Mr. Glass. Yeah,
which that movie sucked, but that was
what? It wasn't bad.
That's
at what point? Where did we have to make it unbridled? Like what? Like how did we get to that point? And whoever came up with that it's not just garbage, but we decided to stick unbridled garbage at the front of garbage. Like how did we? Why did we have to? Who made that? Yes. Unbridled garbage.
Yeah.
Who made that decision?
Garbage.
Who made that decision to say garbage wasn't good enough? But I've got to add unbridled.
It wasn't a good movie.
Just loose garbage, huh?
But I was talking about the Bruce Willis straight to VOD movies, which were awful, and then it was exposed basically like he was being manipulated by people to like make these garbage movies because he couldn't like. He essentially like couldn't remember lines, couldn't read scripts, like couldn't do stuff. And so he was just like making all these garbage movies because he couldn't make major productions anymore, which is sad and awful. But I mean, all of that sounds like one of his like straight to VOD like type of movies.
Oh, fuck you. Fuck you. I took my time out of my day to create what could be a wonderful script for an aging actor. You know, I was once told by a very powerful woman, you know, sometimes you should take your biggest faults and spin them into your greatest strengths. And I feel like having dementia, you know what I'm saying? If you already have it, why not play a character that has it? You know, if your name is John, why not play a character named John? You know what I mean?
It would be cool. The idea of him just like walking around in everyday life and then like getting stuck in this like John McClane state where he's all of a sudden John McClane. Like I get that.
Exactly.
Or Butch from Pulp Fiction.
Good God, man, this is a damn shame before life.
Give the people what they want.
He's got 26 straight direct-to-video movies.
Nobody understood how bad it was. It was bad.
Oh shit!
And that it's only because he has a break of Glass, Lego Movie 2, or he would have had 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. I mean, he's just good Lord. By the way,
these are half-star movies. Like I'm not even joking.
I'll be honest with you. I thought he had Parkinson's.
Parkinson's is the one where you shake a lot, right?
Yeah. Okay. Michael J. Fox. Let's just call it that. But I did not. I until I didn't. I guess I didn't really have the Bruce Willis thing. Well, I thought he had Parkinson's. So it's dementia. Yeah. Okay. Well,
Yeah, different.
Worse.
You know what?
Also awful disease. Just so we're clear.
Both of them very awful. I feel really bad that he had to sit there during those Ashton Kutcher and Demi Moore years, and he just had to sit there.
I know. Isn't that?
And I know he wanted to do shit to him. I know he did. I know he wanted to just fuck up Ashton, but he had to sit there and smile.
You know what? I'm going to watch all of these Tracy DVD movies. I'm going to watch all of them.
It's 26 consecutive.
I don't give it. I have a lot of time.
I've seen a few of them. I'm
going to watch them.
Why did you watch those?
Because they were just available and they were free, and I was like, fuck it, why not?
You know what movie I watched the other day that was like that, and it was fucking god awful. Was it War of the Worlds?
Oh, the Ice Cube one. Yeah, I'm never.
Dude,
I saw that. Is that terrible?
0%.
So bad, dude. I saw it when it came out on Prime Video or whatever, and I was like, okay, yeah, I'll check it out. Yeah. I love War of the Worlds. George Orwell's cool. You know, I want to see their new twist on the shit. And I watched it. I was like,
is that what is it actually based off of War of the Worlds? Like, it's just like total blasphemy to what War of the Worlds actually is.
It's a total blasphemy to what War of the Worlds actually is. It's like, because it's so bad. It's so bad. But no, it's just so bad. There's really no but.
It's just a Zoom movie. Like, it's just every clip I've seen is just them on Zoom. That's the entire movie.
I just don't think it's as bad as you're talking. I think I'll go.
It has a 0% right now, and I'm not a big Rotten Tomatoes guy, but not very often do we get movies that have 0%.
I'm just saying they've been throwing out a lot of 100% lately. I don't really know how I feel about them right now.
They're culturally,
you know what I mean?
I want to see the Naked Gun movie. I'm excited about it.
You're excited about that?
Look, man, Liam. Okay, can we talk about this? Liam Neeson did get in trouble. He got in trouble not that long ago for being incredibly racist
and pulled it out, didn't he?
And then got on Atlanta and doubled down on it in a fucking hilarious way. You know what I'm saying? And now all of a sudden everybody seems to have forgotten about the fact that he said he would go around the streets waiting to fight. I mean, to be fair, it is a really fucked up story, but he was looking just to beat the shit out of some dude in Ireland or something like that, and he said he would beat him to death, and then I think he called him the N-bomb. You know what I'm saying?
When he was young. I don't remember the full details of the story. It was a really long time ago. That doesn't doesn't mean it's okay, but I feel like him going on Atlanta was like him basically being like acknowledging that and
because he was in the cancel club. But at the end, he still says, "I don't like you." He still said it. He still said it at the very end. You
don't think that Donald Glover wrote that for him to say?
Yeah, true that. He probably did. But still.
Hold on, Osita. Did you just in your mind believe that Liam Neeson wasn't acting? That he was the only one on the thing that wasn't
art imitates life, okay? Art imitates life. And maybe that's his true feelings, and he's just acting. He's
Irish and was grew up in IRA Ireland, so.
So how long ago did this situation happen?
I mean, they're not kind to other ethnicities.
Yeah, exactly. So the situation happened years ago, decades ago, or something like that.
Oh, and it was brought to light.
No, he brought it. He somehow brought it up in the middle of an interview or something like that. Less than 10 years ago, maybe 5 to 6 years ago.
I remember there was a point,
but the way in which he brought it up, just seemed very hateful for not just that one person, but for everyone like him. But shout out to Liam Neeson. That movie looks like it's gonna be funny, and he's banging Pamela Anderson, so good for him.
He did also once was asked about women's wages in movies and went on this long speech and soliloquy about how women should get paid more and should get paid equal to men. And then it was and then the interviewer was so would you take a pay cut for women to make more money? No. And he was absolutely not. That's too far.
He did. he has had some tough shit. That his wife Natasha, who went down in that snowboard, but skiing accident, and ended up
Oh, it's a
dying.
skiing accident, huh? Always.
You remember his wife from you remember the Parent Trap?
Hmm.
You know the Lindsay Lohan, the Parent Trap?
Yeah.
The mother on that was his wife, and then she died when they were at a skiing, and she died days later. She hit her head, and she went down, and she went and like she was up and going and good, and went back to where they were staying, and then she
blood
died.
clot.
I don't think that was the mom from the Parent Trap, but
I'm almost certain it was.
I don't think it was.
I believe it's Natasha Richardson. I am almost certain. I'm about 100% certain, Steve. 108% certain.
Oh, maybe it is. You're right.
I mean, I know that you watch a little film. I do too. And I know Elizabeth James, and I know we lost Elizabeth James' character, Natasha Richardson. Also, I believe she had a run at Nanny McPhee. Maybe that was somebody else. But he's had a little tough go of it, but yeah, he was able to slip through that cancel. Good. Shout out for
quick question. Ron, put your hands up. Let me see your hands. Let me see your hands. All right. What's Scarface's real name?
Eric. What's Eric's last name? I know it's Eric. Eric. What's his last name? Oh.
Wow. No, you got it so wrong. Brad Terrence Jordan.
Who am I thinking of? That's Eric.
So next time you see him, say, "What's up, Brad? How's it going, Brad?"
I ain't saying that. I'm saying, "What's up, Face?
What up, TJ?" You know
I'm gonna see if he's gonna come on the Nightly Fix.
What's up, Terrence?
I'm gonna see if he can come on Nightly Fix and see if let Steve talk to it. Let Steve do the interview about his music, and that would be the fun one. Steve, you got to take over. You do the interview all about Scarface's music.
I don't want to do that.
I'll do it. I would love to do that.
But you get no prep time ahead of it, Steve.
Yeah.
You just got to go in. You got to go in cold and just do
I'll really focus on Office Space.
Hey, can I come clean to you about something I feel?
No, thank you.
Well, not to you then. To Steve and the people.
Oh, okay, cool.
I really want Tua to retire. I am uncomfortable watching Tua playing football. Like it really makes me concerned. That nut said the other day, I won't put myself in situations where I am not available for my team. You can't control that shit, Tua. I don't believe you've wanted to knock yourself out. How many times has he knocked himself out cold?
I was going to say, how many concussions has he had?
I think
it's been like 3 in the NFL.
Yeah. Oh, I think it's been more than that, Steve.
Remember they didn't count. I think he's had like 4 or 5, but I think there's been 3 where he was legitimately like out cold.
I think he's done the fencing thing at least twice. I know that the fencing thing with the hands, he's done that at least twice.
Let's go ahead and hide the knives and the forks so when he gets out, dude, because that motherfucker.
But listen, I'm telling you, there is nobody that makes me more nervous. I don't even enjoy watching the Dolphins. When he drops back, I am insanely nervous for him. Because I think that it feels like to me every time, the next time he gets hit, who knows? Like, I've just watched him. And Steve, to be honest with you, and I know it's unfair to say this when you're not on the field and you're not taking that, and it's easy to say that. But some of these don't even look like major hits that send him to the space that he is in. I mean, we see bigger hits than some of the ones he gets, but boy, like when they get his hands up, I want him to get out of bounds so bad. I want him to slide. Like, I am nervous. It's the only time that I'm watching football where it's not like a level of enjoyment of watching, like, all right, let me watch the play. Like, oh my God, did he get up? Did he get up? I remember they played the Texans. I was in the press box last year, and every time he dropped back, I got nervous as hell. I know he's not going to retire. I know he damn sure ain't going to be able to put himself in situations where he isn't available for his team. Like, he is a scary, scary player for me to watch. I think it's selfish that I said that I want him to retire, but he makes me so nervous every time he is on the field.
No, I mean, it is something that, like, now, for somebody who, like, he has his limitations as a quarterback, but he's a solid NFL quarterback. Like, he's a decent player. He's certainly far from the worst starter in football or something like that. But it's something that you think about every time you watch him now, to the point where, like, you think about that probably more than what he's ever actually done.
Absolutely.
In the NFL. And the Dolphins are in a weird place because their offense is non-functional without him as a player. And so they keep being like, well, he's fine. He got cleared by neurologists, but these neurologists are on our payroll and they say he'll be okay. And then they literally rushed him back from one of those concussions. And then he immediately on national TV, like on a standalone primetime game, got knocked out again. And
that was the one he went into fencing, because that first one was against Buffalo, and they said it was a concussion, and they let him come back in and play. And he was clearly out.
And it's the Dolphins are just in a weird spot because they don't have anybody who is anything close to what he can be as a starter. I don't understand why they haven't spent more money on a decent backup quarterback, because they don't have a good backup quarterback situation. And last season, when he went down, their offense fell apart and it tanked their entire season. Like, if he goes down, they're done. And they're not a team that's like ready to win a bunch of games or something, or like legitimately be a playoff team or anything like anytime soon. But like, it would serve them better probably in the long run if Tua would just hang it up and they could be terrible and go try to get like a top quarterback in the draft, because he's not really good enough to win you anything. And they're treading water with him as a starter because he's always like one hit away from getting another concussion and missing serious time, because he's had enough now where it's not, if he gets a concussion, it's not a week to 10 days thing. It's weeks before he's able to return.
Steve, fuck the football portion of it. He's one hit away, it feels like to me, from really fucking up some shit. To hell with 1 or 2 weeks out. Like, he seems like he's close to really hampering himself down the line. Like that, like when he gets him and he gets that fencing thing and the way he gets it, and now, Steve, like that last one he got, that hit, again, I hate to try to judge it, but we see hits. It was like a passing blow, and it went to the place where his hands locked up, and it's a real scary sight, which they call the fencing thing. Like, I'm to a point, Steve, I wonder if defenders, Osita, like, play him different. I wonder, is it in defenders' heads? Like, because, like, these guys,
you don't want to hit him too hard, and then all of a sudden something really bad happens.
Well, I'm saying, Osita, listen, these guys, and Steve, we've covered them and been around them. Osita, hell, you've watched them, been around them. These motherfuckers are animals out there. Like, in between the lines while the game is going, they are going to kill. Until, if you were one of the guys that was in on that hit that sent Tua into the place where he is in really bad shape and it looks really bad, that fucks with you. Like, that messes with your head if you think you're, and I do wonder, because it don't seem like it takes a lot to seriously get him. And you know the deal, Steve, once you start having these concussions and once you start having them like this and like he's having in serious ones, like, you're more likely to have them the more and more it happens. Like, right, the Troy Aikman had to hang it up because of it. I wonder, like, if guys like Chris Jones, if guys like Will Anderson, if guys like Jarrett Verse, guys like Nick Bosa, whatever, get in there and like, oh shit, let me bring this motherfucker down a little gently, as opposed to just bam, because
I mean, I would think there are some people who think that because he's also he's not the biggest quarterback. He's not a huge dude. I don't think he's 6 feet tall. He's probably listed as 6 feet tall, but he's probably more like 5'11". He is a small quarterback for NFL standards. And I think I think just you can't think that way as a player, but I think it's also built into defensive players so much now that you take them down too hard, it's going to be a flag. And so they do try to be careful in general, unless it's like Josh Allen or something. But with a player like Tua, I would bet there is a little bit more awareness and attempt to try to take him down softly.
There used to be a let's knock this asshole out the game. There used to be let's get him out of the game. I mean, I bet you there are teams that have that conversation about Mahomes, but not or Allen or any of those, but not in the space of hey, let's kill him. Let's get him out of the game. I don't know if you want to say that about Tua. Hey man, let's just get that motherfucker down, dog. Let's not swing his ass, because it is a scary sight when he rolls in there. Honest to God, I thought he was going to do it when his mom came out and said she'd rather him not play anymore. I mean, if we could told her, hell no, I'm out. Would you shut it down, Steve, if you were him?
Yeah.
With some of the concussions that some of those.
Probably, because I think he's already done irreparable damage that's going to affect him later on in his life.
I mean, obviously it's easy for us to say this is obviously his dream. He has made millions though doing it. It has to be on the table one more, right? It has to be on the table.
And I get that the competitive nature of it all too. It's hard to step away from that, but also Tua's made a lot of money, and also he's not going to be lacking in opportunities if he steps away from football. So that's the way that I would think about it.
Yeah, I'd be about tired of playing with Tyreek Hill myself either. At least in the
Tyreek's just out here talking shit on teammates now.
Yeah. At least in the locker room part. Actually, he probably enjoys Tyreek once he gets on the field. If we could just get him on the field, you help me more than anybody. But the Tyreek Hill thing, that shit is ridiculous. He has got to, but he's come out and tried to be a hard ass. You see him? Tyreek knows he's got to earn our trust. He said that 2 weeks ago, and then Tyreek came out and took out AJ.
Go for Tyreek.
Good for Tyreek, a good man, trying to get the hell up out of Miami.